In this video, I'm going to be giving a critical review of the Elite Series 2 controller. I will be discussing its new features, and I also will be giving my opinion on what I think are the best settings that you should be using right now. So stay tuned until the end of the video, or you might miss key information that is vital to either your decision to buy the controller if you haven't yet, or maximizing your complete effectiveness in Fortnite and other games alike. Let's get right into it. Hey, what is up guys? It is Jay Sleepless and I am back with another video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button with post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my videos. I post Fortnite related content, montages, tips and tricks videos, tutorials on graphic design, video editing, best songs for Fortnite montages, you name it. With that said, what you see on screen is the Elite Series 2 box, obviously. It's a very nice look, looks sleek, and has really nice texture. Definitely really appealing and fun to open from when I first opened it. And as you can see, the new Elite Series 2 case slash shell looks really nice, darker than the Series 1 case, a better fabric in my opinion. It's more durable, it feels nice. The shell is actually harder as well, so it is more durable to protect your controller when it is in its case. As you can see, you also have the Xbox symbol on the front of the case, just like the Series 1 did. Overall, this looks really nice. And a new feature is the charging dock. Right there, you can plug your controller in and let it charge while it's in its case. The controller doesn't take batteries, which is nice. It actually has a 48-hour charge. So every time you game, if you just put it on the charger, when you're done, it'll always be charged the next day when you're ready to game again. But yeah, I'm opening up the controller right now. And as you can see right off the bat, the controller looks great. Very nice texture. The black looks good. The grip is apparent. The base of the analog sticks has a metallic color this time with the Elite Series 2. The Elite Series 1 didn't have that metallic color. At least mine didn't. I had the white variant. But yeah, the metallic color looks really nice. I like it. And as I take it out of the case, you can see in more detail the features of this controller. You have the grip, which is a new addition for the Series 2 that the Series 1 didn't have. You have the metallic part, or the analog sticks, that you can see from here. The controller itself is definitely a lot more light than the Series 1. You got the triggers and the bumpers. Very nice looking color. And those are the Series 2 paddles. A lot smaller compared to the Series 1 paddles. Right there you have the ports for your headset, and then the other port right there in the front like the Series 1 did. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys the analog extensions that the controller comes with, as well as the other parts that the controller comes with. And this is the longest extension that the controller comes with. It only comes with one of them, whereas the Series 1 controller used to come with two of them. But they only chose to incorporate one because they found that not enough people were using both of those extensions enough to incorporate them into the Series 2 model. As far as I go, I never even used those extensions. I use the standard extensions with Control Freaks, which I will be showing you later on in the video. This analog stick extension is new for the Series 2 model, or just the Elites in general. It's a dome shape, and then it has kind of like a circular pattern going to the center. It's a new shape of which I've tested a little bit, but as of right now I don't really prefer to use it. It would be on my left analog stick if I ever chose to use it. And both of these analog extensions are new for the Elite controller. They are concave and they are smooth. They're the standard extension length. I do like these a lot. They feel nice on your thumb. They have good grip. So I currently use one on my left analog stick for my movement in Fortnite, and so far it has been working really well. All my movements are precise and accurate. Here you have the standard D-pad customization. This is the one that initially comes on the controller. I just switched mine to the normal looking D-pad because I prefer that. It doesn't make a big difference, it's just more simplified. And here you have a brand new addition to the Elite controller Series 2, the Elites in general. This is the analog stick tension tool, which is really nice and definitely a really cool feature, and something that will probably be evolved upon for future controllers from here on out. And I will be going in full detail on the best tension settings that you should be using right now as this video progresses, so stay tuned. And this is what the inside of the shell looks like as far as the charging dock, where all the components fit in those little slots. The charging dock being a new feature is really cool. The controller doesn't require batteries like I said before. All you gotta do is set it right on there and plug it in, and once it is fully charged, it will stay charged for 48 hours of gaming. As far as the controller grip goes, I've seen a lot of videos on people arguing that the grip didn't feel good in their hand. It was slippery compared to the Series 1. I didn't have that same experience, and I've already had a decent amount of playtime with the controller, even when my hands are sweaty or oily. As far as how it feels in your hand, it feels good because of that rough texture. It makes the controller feel that much more in your hand compared to the Series 1, which is nice. You know exactly where your hand is. The same goes for the triggers. This design also has a rough texture on the front facing part of the triggers, and having that rough texture not only helps you feel the triggers more, it helps your fingers stay more gripped to the triggers when you are pressing them in, which is great. And now on to one of the most interesting parts of the controller, which are the paddles. The Elite Series 2 paddles are similar in shape to the Elite Series 1, but they are smaller, and in my opinion, with my experience playing with the controller, it feels awkward pressing the paddles, almost like you have to position your fingers in a certain way so you can press them correctly. So what I did to fix that problem, and what I think you should do too, is switch over the Series 1 paddles to the Series 2 slots because they do fit. If you don't have the Series 1 paddles, I'm sure you can purchase them separately on the Xbox store. But to be clear and as helpful as possible, the Series 1 paddles give your fingers more leverage to press them in, and when combining that with the new Series 2 paddle engineering as far as the clicking goes and how it registers in your brain easier and it doesn't click on accident like the Series 1 did, the combination is golden, and it makes the Elite Series 2 controller paddle design the best on the market in my opinion. This is what it sounds like to click the Series 2 paddles. The reason it sounds louder when clicking the Series 2 paddles compared to the Series 1 is because 1, it requires more force to click the paddles, and 2, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but that sound each time you click it helps your brain register the input much easier compared to the Series 1. On to one of the next new features that the Elite Series 2 offers. This is where you can select your custom button layout. You can switch between 3 saved options by clicking the button. Depending on which option you pick, one of 3 of those black specks between the right analog stick and the D-pad will light up to signify the current custom layout that you have selected. As far as the Xbox symbol button goes for the Elite Series 2 controller, it's more of a button click as compared to the Series 1, where you kind of had to really push it in and it went in about a half a centimeter before it clicked. Not a big change, but it might save you some time over the long run when you're trying to click it in when compared to the Series 1. Now on to one of the most interesting parts of this controller, if not the most interesting part of this controller in my opinion, the analog stick tension. If I'm not mistaken, being able to customize the analog stick tension is the first feature a controller in the world has ever had. From what I've seen on YouTube, it currently seems to be a very underrated topic of discussion. With the Elite Series 2 controller, you have 3 tension settings that range from loose, medium, to tight. I have tested all the different analog tensions through a series of edit courses and building at different sensitivities, and what I have concluded is that the looser tension is more preferable for consistency and control. The reason why is because with a looser tension, it's easier to make micro movements with your analog stick, whereas with the tighter tension, micro movements are less precise and less accurate because it takes more force to move the analog stick. Feel free to disagree with me, but what I just said makes the most sense to me. Now on to the Elite Series 2 triggers. To start, this is what they sound like. In my honest opinion, that sound is good because just like the paddles, it helps register that input in your brain when you are playing fast paced. Now onto the trigger stopper settings. For the Series 2, you have 3 options, which put simply is small, medium, large. The best setting in my opinion for games like Fortnite and other competitive shooters is the smallest setting. That's because it requires the least amount of distance to be fully pressed. In my opinion, having the smallest trigger stopper setting is the best because it allows you to press the trigger quicker due to the fact that you'll be getting back to the start position sooner. These are the Series 1 paddles, and I'm going to show you what they look like on the Series 2 controller. controller. They fit right into the Series 2 paddle slots very well, and the silver, in my opinion, it looks really nice with the matte black. And to go into more detail on why I use the Series 1 paddles instead of the Elite Series 2 paddles, it's because having the bigger paddles, it's easier to press them in. And my hands aren't that big, so I mean, having big hands wasn't the problem. It was just that the Series 2 paddles were just too small to be pressing in. It didn't feel comfortable, and as soon as I put the Series 1 paddles on, it was an immediate big difference. It feels so much better, and I literally have no complaints. They feel perfect. Really quick, if you guys did make it this far in the video, I really do appreciate it. This is currently taking me a lot of time to make because I am taking my time to give you the best information possible so I can help you out the most. If you haven't yet, drop a like on this video so I can get it in front of more people with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on future content like this. And lastly, if you do play Fortnite, I would really appreciate it if you use my code JSleeplessYT in the Fortnite item shop. It helps me pay my bills, and I do appreciate it more than you know. And onto the control freaks that I use. I currently use the Galaxy control freaks. I've tried a couple other types of control freaks or just analog caps in general. I find that the Galaxy ones are the best because they have a really grippy pattern. The texture is really grippy on my thumbs, and the pattern is very symmetrical, which is beneficial to your grip at all angles when you're moving the analog stick. I showed you both of the Galaxy control freaks, but as of right now, I only use the long extension on my right analog stick for the most control over my aim. And as you can see, I just use the standard thumbstick so I can attach my control freak to it. And as you can see, I have the concave thumbstick in my hand, and I use it on my left analog stick for my movement. It has great grip, and it makes me feel like I am in complete control of my movement. And there you have it, guys. That is my Elite Series 2 controller review, along with the best physical settings that I think you guys should be using right now. If this video did help you in any way, make sure you drop a like so that it gets in front of more people by getting favored in the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel with post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my future uploads like this. I upload montages, video editing tutorials, graphic design tutorials, and best controller setting videos like this one. And if any of you guys watching this do play Fortnite, I would really appreciate it if you used my code in the item shop, JSleeplessYT. It really does help me keep up with my bills so I can continue making videos for you guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you just want to tell me your thoughts, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see next regarding the Elite Series 2 controller. And yeah, I'm Jay Sleepless. Make sure you guys check out my recent Fortnite montages. They should appear on the screen right now. I am working to get into OS Clan, so let me know if you think I'm good enough. Until next time, I will see all you guys in my next video. Peace.